Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we dig into some fascinating information. And today we are diving into the world of David Goggins.
Oh,
With
yes.
his book, Can't Hurt Me.
Right.
And you've already shared that you're really interested in Goggins' journey of overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our focus today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just a quick reminder for anyone who hasn't yet gotten a copy, the book is freely available, and you can find it linked below this video.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, Goggins is really captivating.
Yeah.
His story, it goes like way beyond just physical strength. Like
Yeah.
he really embodies the power of the mind to overcome like almost anything.
yeah, and he doesn't really sugarcoat his childhood. He
Oh.
describes it as living in hell,
Right.
which is pretty intense.
It's very intense. He faced an abusive father, poverty, and constant fear.
Yeah.
Imagine like living with the trauma of your own father holding a gun to your head as a child.
Yeah.
That experience really shaped his resilience from a young age.
Yeah, he shares these specific stories in the book, like,
Yeah.
having to escape his father's rage in the middle of the night,
Wow.
constantly fearing for his life. It makes you wonder how anyone can emerge from that kind of environment
Yeah.
and achieve what he has.
Yeah, I think that early trauma, it seems like it fueled this drive to
Yeah.
push himself beyond
Right.
what most people would consider possible. It's almost like he was determined to prove his worth
Yeah,
to himself and to the world.
definitely. And he kind of took the long way around to get there.
He did.
He went from this overweight, depressed young man
Yeah.
to a Navy SEAL,
Yeah,
which is
Right.
a mind-boggling transformation.
it really is. It's like the perfect example of
Yeah.
self-discipline.
Yeah.
He used what he called the accountability mirror.
Right.
And so instead of just like thinking about his weaknesses,
Mhm.
he would write them down on Post-it notes and stick them on his mirror.
Right.
So he was forced to confront them every single day.
Every day he was making himself uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's so powerful.
Absolutely. And he didn't stop there. He combined the accountability mirror with these grueling workout routines,
Oh, yeah.
a commitment to education,
Mm-hmm.
and this conscious choice to embrace discomfort.
Yeah.
He seemed to really understand that pain, both physical and mental,
Yeah.
was the key to unlocking his true potential.
And that's something we can all learn from, What are the accountability mirror moments in your own life?
Yeah.
What are the things that you're kind of avoiding or those weaknesses?
Yeah, what are you putting off?
Yeah,
What's
right.
holding you back?
Yeah.
And Goggins' journey, it makes you wonder about the limits that we place on ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about becoming another David Goggins,
Right.
although that would be impressive.
Of course.
It's about tapping into our own potential
Yeah.
and embracing challenges that help us grow.
Absolutely. Now, Goggins took this, pushing limits concept
Oh, yeah,
to a whole other level.
he did.
We're talking enduring things like Hell Week and SEAL training and running ultra marathons, even running on broken legs during training.
It sounds crazy. It sounds almost superhuman.
It does.
But how do you think he managed to keep going when most people would have given up?
I think it wasn't just grit.
Okay.
He used very specific strategies, visualization, positive self-talk,
Right.
reframing pain. It's like he turned his internal dialogue into this supportive coach,
Interesting.
constantly pushing him forward.
Yeah, and he didn't do these things just for himself.
Right.
A lot of his ultramarathon running was dedicated to honoring fallen soldiers
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
raising money for their families.
That's right. Having a purpose beyond yourself
Yeah.
can be so powerful.
Yeah.
It gives you a reason to persevere when your body and mind are screaming for you to quit.
It gives you a reason to keep going when every part of you is saying no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this idea of pushing beyond limits, it wasn't just, in the physical realm.
Right.
Goggins was constantly seeking new ways to challenge himself outside of his comfort zone.
Oh, totally.
In all areas of life, public speaking, rock climbing, anything that scared him,
Yeah.
he went after it. He truly embodied this idea of continuous growth.
It's a great reminder that we all kind of get comfortable and stay in our little bubbles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And Goggins shows us that real growth happens when we venture outside those boundaries
Yeah.
and embrace the unknown and challenge ourselves to become better.
He had a term for this. He called it starting at zero.
Okay.
And it's this idea that regardless of your accomplishments,
Mhm.
there's always something new to learn, new experiences to be had, new challenges to conquer.
Mhm.
And so you approach every new challenge with the same hunger and humility as a beginner.
So how can someone apply this starting at zero mindset to their own life?
I think it starts with identifying your own limiting beliefs.
Okay.
what are the things that you're telling yourself you can't do?
Mm-hmm.
What fears are holding you back?
Right. And once you've identified those roadblocks, how do you start breaking them down?
It might involve taking small steps outside your comfort zone,
Okay.
trying new things, accepting failure as part of the process,
Right.
and getting back up again.
Goggins didn't become a Navy SEAL overnight.
No.
It was years of disciplined dedication and a willingness to embrace the things that made him uncomfortable.
He also faced setbacks
Yeah.
that could have derailed anyone else.
Oh, for sure.
Goggins suffered from severe atrial fibrillation,
Right.
a serious heart condition that required 2 heart surgeries.
You'd think that would be enough to slow someone down.
Right.
But not Goggins.
Nope. Instead of giving up, he used that time to study.
Wow.
And eventually enlisted in the Air Force. He turned a potential setback into an opportunity for growth.
That's incredible. And even after achieving the seemingly impossible,
Right.
becoming a SEAL, he still encountered roadblocks. He did.
He was medically disqualified from the Air Force pararescue program.
Yeah.
That must have been a blow.
Yeah, he admits that at the time it shoved his confidence.
Oh, yeah.
He let fear and doubt creep in and
Yeah.
made a decision that he later regretted. It's a reminder that even the strongest among us
Yeah.
can falter and that setbacks don't define us.
What I find so compelling about Goggins is his honesty.
Yeah.
He doesn't shy away from his vulnerabilities.
No, he doesn't.
He talks about his struggles, his moments of doubt, his failures.
Mm-hmm.
He makes him incredibly relatable, even though
Right.
he's accomplished these amazing things.
It adds authenticity to his message.
Right.
He's not preaching from some unattainable pedestal of perfection.
Right.
He's sharing his journey, the good and the bad,
Yes.
to show that growth and transformation are messy and challenging,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately possible for anyone willing to put in the work.
And speaking of work, his work ethic is legendary.
Oh, yeah.
When he set his sights on becoming a SEAL,
He lost over 100 pounds in just 3 months to qualify.
wow.
That kind of commitment is almost superhuman.
It's incredible. He achieved it through sheer willpower and discipline.
Yeah.
No fancy trainers, no expensive diet.
Just pure grit.
Just an unwavering focus on his goal and a willingness to push himself.
Yeah, it's like he tapped into a source of energy most people don't even know they have.
Right, and that's an important point.
Okay.
Goggins' story is a testament to the untapped potential that
Right.
lies within all of us. It's a call to action to push past our perceived limitations
Yeah.
and harness the power of our minds.
Okay, so let's talk about BUDS training,
Okay.
which is known as one of the toughest military training programs in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
It's designed to weed out anyone not physically and mentally ready for the demands of being a Navy SEAL.
Right.
Goggins went through Hell Week,
I know.
not once but 3 times.
3 times.
The first time, double pneumonia forced him out.
Yeah.
The second time, a stress fracture in his kneecap took him down.
It's brutal.
Can you imagine having the tenacity to go back and face that again?
Yeah.
Twice after already experiencing how brutal it is.
Most people would have given up,
Totally.
but not Goggins.
Right.
He used each setback as a chance to learn, grow, and come back stronger.
And let's not forget the physical challenges he endured during training.
Right.
The broken kneecap, the shin split so severe that he had to duct tape his legs just to run.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
That's where his mental toughness shines.
Yeah.
He had to find a way to manage that pain,
Mm-hmm.
push through the discomfort, and stay focused on his ultimate goal.
It's a powerful example of mind over body
Absolutely.
and overcoming physical limitations through sheer willpower.
Yeah, this theme of pushing through pain became a hallmark of his life.
Right.
It extended beyond his military career and into his ultramarathon running.
Right. Speaking of ultramarathons, Goggins really pushed the boundaries of human endurance.
Oh, he did. He competed in events like the Badwater 135,
Oh, gosh.
running through Death Valley in the scorching summer heat,
Oh, my goodness.
and often with minimal training.
Really?
He relied on his mental fortitude
Yeah.
and his unwavering belief in himself to get him through.
He even ran 100 miles in a 24-hour race with hardly any preparation, just
Right.
to prove to himself that he could.
Yeah, these extreme challenges were his way of testing the limits of his physical and mental capabilities,
Wow.
discovering how far he could push himself.
Yeah, and he wasn't just doing it for bragging rights.
No.
He often dedicated his races to fallen soldiers,
Yeah.
raising money for their families and using their memory as fuel to keep going.
It's incredibly inspiring to see how he found meaning and purpose
Yeah.
in pushing beyond his comfort zone.
Now, Goggins had this philosophy he called the 40% rule,
Right.
which basically states that most people only tap into about 40%
Yes.
of their true capabilities.
He believed that the other 60% is waiting to be unlocked.
Wow.
Through mental toughness, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of self-improvement, he was convinced that we are all capable of achieving far more than we think we are.
Totally.
And he dedicated his life to proving that point.
It's a powerful message, and it resonates with his entire story.
Absolutely.
Even with everything he went through,
Yeah.
he still found a way to push further to achieve more.
Right.
And for anyone who wants to delve deeper into his story and his philosophy,
Yeah.
his book Can't Hurt Me is a fantastic resource.
It is.
And remember, it's freely available and linked below this video.
Awesome.
It's a reminder that there's always more to discover within ourselves.
Absolutely.
Now that we've really gotten to know Goggins, what aspects of his story stood out most to you?
I think, his sheer willpower is just remarkable. He endured incredible hardship and never surrendered. It speaks volumes about the resilience of the human spirit.
Totally. And it goes beyond just physical toughness, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's that mental resilience.
Absolutely.
He talks about this idea of callosing the mind.
Right.
Training your brain to withstand pain and negativity.
It's about developing that inner voice that propels you forward.
Yeah.
Even when you feel like giving up.
And he uses some strategies for that.
He does.
Like visualizing success, reframing pain, drawing on his cookie jar of positive memories.
Right. And those strategies are so powerful and they're accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
It's not about some special talent or anything.
Right.
It's about cultivating the right mindset and using the right techniques.
And I think what makes Goggins' message so compelling is that he's not just talking about it.
Right.
He's lived it. He's pushed himself to the limit in every area of his life.
Exactly. He's not just a motivational speaker offering empty platitudes.
He's actually done it.
He's someone who has actually faced immense challenges and emerged stronger.
And he's also very open about his struggles with things like anxiety and depression.
Right.
And the trauma of his childhood.
Yeah, that vulnerability makes him relatable.
Totally.
It shows that even someone who has achieved extraordinary things is human.
Yeah.
And it gives others permission to embrace their own imperfections.
Absolutely. So what does Goggins' story mean for our listeners?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that we're all capable of far more than we realize.
Totally.
We all have that untapped potential just waiting to be unleashed.
Yeah.
It's about finding the courage to push our boundaries, embrace discomfort, and develop the mental strength to achieve our goals.
It's not about becoming the next David Goggins.
Right.
It's about becoming the best version of ourselves.
Exactly. It's about identifying those limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
those fears, and finding ways to break through them.
Right.
It's about setting goals that challenge us and pursuing them relentlessly.
Yes.
Even when faced with obstacles.
And remember, Goggins didn't become a Navy SEAL, an ultramarathon runner, a world record holder overnight.
No.
It was years.
It was years of dedication, discipline, and a willingness to embrace discomfort.
And failure.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
There will be setbacks and failures along the way, but the key is to learn from them.
Right.
And keep moving forward.
Goggins' story shows that our limits are often self-imposed.
Yeah.
So what are we waiting for? Let's find our purpose, embrace the discomfort,
Yes.
and unleash our inner potential.
Absolutely.
And for anyone looking to dive even deeper into Goggins' philosophy, his book Can't Hurt Me is freely available below this video.
Awesome.
It's a treasure trove of wisdom and practical advice for anyone ready to embark on their own journey
Yes.
of self-discovery and transformation.
Goggins teaches us that we can achieve extraordinary things
Yes.
when we believe in ourselves and embrace the challenges that come our way.
That concludes our deep dive into the world of David Goggins.
Wow.
We hope you've come away feeling inspired to push your own boundaries.
Yes, I hope so.
Remember, you are capable of great things. Believe in yourself, embrace the challenges, and never give up.